What if one small act, one moment of kindness, could change an entire life, forever? It all started with just a cup of coffee. It was an ordinary Tuesday morning in Chicago. People bustled along the city streets, heads down, caught in their own worlds. For many, it was just another day. But for one man, this day would change his life forever, because of a simple cup of coffee. Michael Anderson had been homeless for nearly 2 years. He sat outside the same coffee shop every morning, quietly, never asking for anything, just existing. Invisible to the thousands who passed by. That morning, 23-year-old Sarah Mitchell, a recent college graduate starting her first job, noticed him. She was running late, but something about the look in Michael's eyes made her stop. It wasn't sadness, it was weariness. The kind that sinks into a soul over time. Without overthinking, she walked into the cafe, bought 2 coffees, and handed one to him. Michael looked up, surprised. "For me?" he asked. She smiled.
"Yeah, for you. I hope it makes today a little better."
He clutched the cup with trembling hands and whispered, "Thank you." Sarah didn't think much of it. She smiled again and rushed off to work. But for Michael, that moment cracked open a door he thought was sealed forever. Someone saw him. Someone cared. That same afternoon, inspired by the kindness, he walked into a local shelter he'd avoided for months and asked for help. He enrolled in a rehabilitation program that very week. It wasn't easy. There were setbacks, dark days. But he held on to that memory. The moment someone believed he was worth a simple cup of coffee. Fast forward 1 year later. Michael stood at the same cafe, but this time on the other side of the counter, wearing a crisp apron, greeting customers with a genuine smile. The coffee shop had hired him after he completed his program. And that's where Sarah saw him again, though at first she didn't recognize him. It was Michael who called out, "Hey, you probably don't remember me, but you gave me a coffee about a year ago. You saved my life." Sarah's eyes widened with shock. Tears welled up as she listened to his story. All from a coffee. One small act. One big impact. A ripple that changed everything. But Michael's transformation didn't stop at the coffee shop. After a few months of working there, he started saving his paychecks. Not much, but enough to rent a small room in a shared house across town. For the first time in years, he had a door he could close, a space to breathe, a place to dream. He began volunteering on weekends at the same shelter that helped him, talking to others, sharing his story, listening. One afternoon, he sat across from a teenager, barely 18, who reminded him of his younger self. Angry, lost, suspicious of anyone who tried to help. Michael didn't lecture him. He just said, "You don't have to believe in yourself right now. Just believe that someone else does." The teen didn't respond, but he came back the next week. Word of Michael's journey slowly spread. One local paper did a small story on him. Then a school invited him to speak. He was nervous, but he went. And when he told the students how a simple act of kindness changed his path, the room was silent. Some cried, some clapped. Michael left that school with something he hadn't known in years: purpose. A year later, Sarah received a handwritten letter at her office. It read, "Dear Sarah, you may not remember me, but I remember you, every single day. The coffee you gave me was warm, but your kindness, that burned into my soul. I'm speaking at shelters now. Have a key to my own place. I'm no longer surviving. I'm living. Thank you for seeing me. Best regards, Michael." Tears rolled down Sarah's cheeks. One coffee, one moment, one life saved. And now, one life inspiring others. Kindness isn't just about good manners. It's about power. The power to interrupt despair. To rewrite someone's entire story with one small human moment.